I'ma keep it a bean. Stick to the script, every scene. This from last year, but they clean. Say to say, I'ma take something else, but it's a winning team. Charlie Sheen, fam gang, the regime. I'm from Piney Green.
What's good, Shellitronnn here. You can call me Shells, and I'm back at it again with a brand new video. And today, I want to talk about something that I think is on the mind of every single Panthers fan. And it's been on their mind for a few months now, but even bigger with this news that just came out yesterday and the press conference that came out this morning about Rivera being fired as the Carolina Panthers head coach. David Tepper, our new owner, is starting to make moves to make this NFL football team more in his image. He's putting his fingerprint and his signature on a lot more things moving forward. And I think we knew this was going to happen. I think we were all kind of aware that the first year he was going to observe. Second year, he was going to make a few moves, but still watch how things shook out and to learn more about being a full owner, a sole owner of an NFL football team. And then after that, he was going to start to make his own moves and say, okay, I'm on the job for 3 years now. I know what I've seen. I know what I want out of this team. I can see the vision that I have for this franchise and this city. And he's going to start making moves now. And with this first move of getting rid of Coach Rivera, I think there's a lot of questions going on about what his actual thoughts are with Cam Newton. Now, I want to touch on his injury history, and I guess his relationship to Rivera and how that might be connected a little bit, and then go into what his future might be with this team, maybe even not with this team. Cam has had 2 different shoulder surgeries in the last 3 years. Hurt his shoulder, got it fixed up, then had to go back after it got hurt again. We were never really sure if he was 100% with his throwing motion. We never got a chance to really see that. He was going to do a new throwing motion at the beginning of this year, but his foot was hurt in the preseason, and we never really got a real big sample size of seeing him pass the ball and seeing how it worked out over time. So we don't exactly know what condition his shoulder's in. We think it's healthy, but we did also think it was healthy before last year. And let's not be too crazy here, because we did see sometimes where Cam's shoulder was a little off even before that hit from TJ Watt in that Steelers game of last year where we got blown out. I think it was 14 to 156. But the point is, we're not 100% sure exactly what kind of situation we're seeing from Cam's shoulder. And then there's the Liz Frank injury. I think we're all calling it Liz Frank because we ain't French, but it's pronounced Liz Frank. But basically what's going on was he hurt his foot in the preseason, tried to fight through it, and may have actually made that injury a little bit worse by playing on it, staying on it, and getting hit. It was a dumb decision. Look, we got to admit, Cam made a bad mistake by hurting his foot and continuing to play on it. For a long time, Cam was thinking about not getting surgery, going the route of just, doing the rehab without surgery. But now it's been reported and confirmed that Cam will be having that surgery. The tweet here from Jonathan Jones. After getting multiple opinions across the country, Cam Newton will have foot surgery per sources. And as Tiff Blackman reported, he had a doctor's appointment as recently as last week. Still unclear is the extent/type of surgery he will undergo. That's important about, just how invasive it's going to be, just how deep it's going to be. Will it be like a cleanup kind of thing? Will it be a full-on surgery on that foot? We don't know. But we do know that basically what's going to go on here is it's going to be a 2-month, probably a 3-month recovery period. So if he gets surgery within the next week, that recovery period is going to come out at around March. So maybe right before the draft and about when we're going to see teams getting ready for mini camp and right before training camp and that kind of stuff. So we will see how healthy Cam is long before the season actually starts in September. So that's a really good timetable for Cam and his recovery, and the timing of getting the surgery looks really good. I would have rather him have gotten it a little bit sooner, but I do have questions about this being the day that he decides to actually go through with the surgery and say, okay, I'm going to get the surgery. The day after it's announced that Rivera is being fired as the head coach of the Carolina Panthers, that kind of worries me because, look, when you're a new guy in the job in a position of power, like a coach, when the coach comes in, usually the old coaching staff gets fired. The new coach wants to bring in his guys, his coordinators, guys that make him feel comfortable, guys that he knows and guys who are going to fill out what his scheme is going to be, the way he sees it. When you're the new GM, you might want to bring in different guys for the front office. When you're a new owner, you might want to bring in your own GM, your own head coach, guys that fit the mold of the franchise as you see fit. So under that same line of logic, it might not be all that surprising, or I guess it shouldn't be all that surprising if this team maybe moves away from Cam Newton. This is not going to be me talking about whether or not Cam should be gone. His skill set as a quarterback, I'm not going to talk about that at all. I'm talking about this all in the perspective of having a new owner wanting to make things in his image and maybe wanting to have guys that he handpicked. This is something that happens all the time. You get a new guy in here, you might see different things happening. But I do want to talk about this when it comes to quarterbacks in the last year of their contracts. You usually do not want to have a franchise quarterback play on the last year of their contract without extending them. Almost no team ever. No team with a franchise quarterback they have confidence in lets their quarterback play on the last year of their current deal for a number of reasons. Mainly because it's just always bad for the franchise. Think about this. Like, objectively here. No matter if you think that Cam's going to come back 100% and become MVP Cam, or if you think that Cam's going to come back and be the worst quarterback in the league of all time. Say Cam plays the best he's ever played in his whole career. This upcoming season in 2020, he's 100% healthy. He has Christian McCaffrey, maybe even Greg comes back, I don't know about that. But if Ian Thomas steps up, we see DJ and Curtis do really good, and Cam's stats are through the roof. Cam has all the bargaining power, and he's an unrestricted free agent, which means that obviously the Panthers will not be the team with the highest cap number in 2021. So that means that not only do you have to pay this man as the highest quarterback in the league if you want to keep him, that means that other teams who have a need at quarterback can possibly outbid you with you not having a single thing to do about it. Because it's highly unlikely that this team has the most money available in their cap in 2 years, and that there's no other team that's very needy at quarterback sees Cam having a great season next year and says, wait, we see what Cam's doing, but we don't want to overpay. We don't want to pay anything more than what the Panthers can pay him. We're cool with sitting around and maybe getting our next guy in the draft, or maybe getting a stopgap quarterback next year. Teams spend decades. Teams literally spend decades not having a franchise quarterback, and having a franchise quarterback is the most important part of winning. We know defense is a big part too, but if you have no quarterback, you can probably just go ahead and chalk up your season as being a loss. You might make the playoffs. You might make a playoff run. But if you don't have a quarterback, you really won't be doing anything for the most part. So teams are willing to overpay for quarterbacks in this league. So if Cam has the year of his career next year, and it's the last year of his deal, we may not even get to keep him. So unless we win the Super Bowl with them, it may not be for anything at all. And then on the flip side, what if Cam does not have a great year next year? What if Cam has a bad year? We can talk about how, it's only an $18 million, $19, $20 million hit against the cap next year. It's not a big deal. That's Nick Foles' money. Let him play on that year of his deal. It's not a big deal. Okay, but if Cam doesn't play well, that's a wasted year. We can all agree. If Cam doesn't play well next year, it's a wasted year. And then on top of that, it's also that $18 to $20 million could have gone to another quarterback. Not just another quarterback. It could have gone to keeping Shaq Thompson, James Bradbury. It could have gone to picking up a different free agent this year in free agency. And then you think about, you can probably still move Cam. Now the Bears is just don't listen to anyone who ever says anything about the Bears trading for Cam. Those people have no idea what they're talking about. The Bears have no first round picks. They have 2 seconds maximum. Now, if these people talking about the Panthers trading Cam to the Bears are talking about the Bears giving us Khalil Mack, Eddie Jackson, and other players, then maybe. But I have not heard a single person who says that the Bears are the best trade partner for Cam Newton ever mention any kind of package. They have no idea what they're talking about with that kind of trade. Do not listen to them. The Chargers might be a move. Titans. There are other teams in the league who need a quarterback. The point is, there's definitely other teams where you can get picks for Cam. You get picks and you get money on the back end as well with him not being on the roster. There's opportunities to grow from him being gone if he were to have a bad year next year. So in either situation, whether he has a great year or a bad year, it's always a bad look for a team to have a franchise quarterback play on the last year of their deal. It's always a bad look. 100% of the time. So I have to see what's going to be going on with him and his health moving forward in March. It is kind of strange. It makes you start to maybe force yourself to wonder and connect the dots. What made Cam suddenly decide to get this surgery the day after Ron Rivera is announced as getting fired as the head coach of the Panthers? It makes you start to wonder, maybe he sees the writing on the wall, or maybe he wants to be 100% ready to prove himself during mini camp and training camp, get himself right, because originally he was thinking about just doing rehab and not getting the surgery. There are things going on here you might want to look into. There's going to be some changes going on here, and Cam Newton is at the very middle of all that. So I guess what I'm saying is there's a lot of variables and moving parts for the future of the Panthers, and if there's any one word to use to describe the immediate future of this franchise, it's unpredictable. A lot of things might be changing, or not very many things at all will be changing. We don't know. But there's one thing we do know. We will be getting answers fairly soon in the next couple of months. So we'll see pretty soon, and I'll have all the news coming up on that as it comes in almost immediately. So we have a really, really big offseason ahead of us, and the next 4 weeks are going to be important. So I got for you for right now, man. I want to know what your thoughts are. Thoughts on Coach Rivera. Thoughts on Cam getting this surgery. Thoughts on David Tepper's decision making. Will he keep Cam? Will he not keep Cam? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And you already know what to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.